na na na. Family goes, oh na na na. Oh na na na. Come kick it with the Casey's. All that love and all those babies. C-A-S-C-Y. Welcome to the lives. Welcome. C-A-S-C-Y. DJ Envy and Gia, oh oh. It's time to kick it with the Casey's. You're tuned into the Casey crew.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the Casey crew.
Welcome. Hello, beautiful people.
Hopefully you guys are having an amazing week. We always start with so much gratitude and so much being thankful for you guys out there. Our new book, Real Life, Real Family, is out April 15th, and we see all the pre-orders and just want to say thank you.
Yes.
And if you don't know much about the book or why we wrote this book, you want to break it down like fast?
Well, we wrote this book because clearly we've been parents for over 2 decades now, and we have a lot of experiences to share, and we've drawn a lot of lessons from all of our ups and our downs, and we thought that we'd put it all in one place for you guys in our new book. If you're a parent that just wants some parenting tips to see how you can navigate parenting possibly a little better, if you're a parent who's struggling and may have hit some walls, or if you're thinking about becoming a parent sometime soon, if you're a parent who has a child that has ADD, ADHD, anxiety, or maybe some other setbacks, we wrote this book with the support of a psychologist. So this is a terrific resource for all of you. And we wrote it with our whole hearts, and we poured everything that we know about being parents into it. So we think that you'd love it.
That's right. So if you haven't pre-ordered it yet, pre-order it. It comes out April 15th, and I can't wait for you guys to read it.
And all of you guys who have been DMing me and showing me screenshots of your pre-orders, thank you so much for your support. You will not be disappointed.
That's right. And also, salute to Hampton University. Last week, we didn't do a podcast. Well, we were on the road. We were at HU, the real HU, and they honored us. And I was humbled. I didn't expect all of that at all. So when they first reached out to honor us, I said, well, why? And the reason I thought that is because usually when I feel like people get honored, I feel like they're in their latter years. It's like they're 80s or 70s, and it's like time to sign off. But I feel like we're still a young family. I mean, we have a 3-year-old, and when they honored us, it was just like, why? And it was like, well, we see all the work that you're doing with your family, being present parents, uplifting the community, and sharing everything, the ups and downs with people so they can learn from your mistakes, learn from your trials and tribulations, but also learn the amazing things that you do as parents. And when I say that it was such an amazing, I don't want to call it a ceremony, but I guess it was a ceremony.
We received the Black Family of the Year award.
Yes. And I just thought we were going to come get an award, say thank you, but they put on a show.
Yes.
I mean, from spoken word to singing songs to the band to
a slideshow,
a dedication slideshow. It was just so much, and it just felt a lot. I cry. I'm a crier. If you don't know, I'm a crier. So I teared up a bunch of times.
You're a tearer.
So I just want to say to Hampton University, thank you so much. And we'll drop a clip right here so you could just see a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
43 years later, I get the honor of being the one to pass the torch of the recognized family from my family to an alum of our university who needs no introduction but deserves our respect. You've heard all about he and Gia's remarkable journey and the 6 wonderful children that they share, and they exemplify the values of Hampton University. And so it is my honor and the honor of the First Lady of Hampton University, Myra R. Williams, to present this small memento of our appreciation for Rashawn, DJ, Envy, and Gia Casey as our family of the year. Please give them a round of applause.
So again, thank you so much to Hampton University, Dr. Kalan, the president, and Miss First Lady of Hampton University, and just everybody involved. I just want to say thank you again. We really appreciate that. And that's why I love that school so much. They show so much support. They are there when others aren't. So again, to the real HU Hampton University, thank you so much.
Yes.
Now, I want to talk about something that happened to us the other night. And I feel comfortable talking about it because I know our kids are not here right now, so we can talk about it. So if you don't know, if you don't follow the show, our nanny, she had to go home for a little bit to get her daughter, whatever it may be. So she hasn't been here in the last couple of weeks. For us, it's been kind of crazy because our kids have been sleeping in our bedroom every night. We've been having sleepovers. It's been party time. With that being said, Gia wanted some sexy time.
Oh, I wanted some sexy time.
We both wanted some sexy time. But it's been very difficult because our kids, Peyton's been in our bed every night. They don't want to leave the bed. Gia has set this up so it's a party every night.
Yeah.
So Gia set the scene and was like, all right, I'm going to get these kids out of here tonight.
Wait. I send them all a text. I'm like, it's party time.
Right.
And they all come running down the hallway and jump into our beds.
And we can't get them out.
That's the thing. We can't get them out now.
So the other night, Gia sets up sexy time. Tells the kids, go in your own room, leave us alone, right? Which they were like, nah, we want to stay with mom and dad. We want to stay on the platform because we have a bed. And at the end of the
actually, can you see it. You can actually see it.
Yeah.
You can this is, okay, so the cover of this book, this is actually our real bed in our bedroom. So you see the headboard, and where some of us are sitting, we're on the mattress. Then you'll see there's like a little
bench.
Like a little bench that's attached. And then beyond the bench is a platform. So I don't know if you could zoom in, S. But there's like a platform. So this platform ends far beyond where the picture frame ends. So it's like maybe the size of maybe like a full-size bed. So you can literally have a whole sleepover on this bed. It fits 3 kids, pretty comfortably.
Right. So they love to stay on here, and we watch a movie or we play games or whatever it may be. So Gia was like, I'm going to send the kids out of here, which she did successfully, except for one. That was Peyton, the baby. Now, recently, the baby has been connected to mommy, like she's sucking on a nipple. Like,
and she does not.
Yeah, she does not.
I'm not a breastfeeder.
Right. She does not want to leave mommy at all. Very hard to get her away. So she told Madison, hey, Maddie, can you take the baby for a little bit? I haven't seen dad because I was on the road. I want some just us time just to relax and talk and chill.
I said I want some privacy.
Right. So you would think that you would think that
she's grown. Madison's 23.
So she says, okay. Takes the baby. So I'm like, yes. I close the door, turn off the lights. I light a candle.
Rashawn loves to light a candle.
I just love the way it's done. I love candles.
I don't think we've ever had sex without you lighting a candle.
I love the candles. I love the smell. It's so smooth. And if it's
going to be in the car, it's going to be a candle in the truck. Hold on. Let me get the candle.
It is. It's the truth. I like it. It sets the mood. So boom. So now I'm going in, right? I'm diving in head first, literally. And we're just really like going in. And then all of a sudden, I hear, this is like 30 minutes into it.
It wasn't.
How long?
It was like 10 minutes into it.
All right, 10 minutes into it. I was diving in for 10 minutes.
30 minutes. So, it seemed like 30 minutes.
10 minutes into
it. You're drowning.
It's Peyton. We're like, what are you doing here? She's like, Madison sent me. I said, Madison sent you?
Which means that Madison came to the end of the hallway and was like, go in mommy's room, and then sat there and waited for the door to open and her to come in, because she wouldn't have sent her all the way to our room from her room.
Right. So now I'm mad. I'm like,
she set us up.
Madison doesn't know that dad's trying to get it in. Mom and dad trying to get it in. Like, take the baby for at least an hour. You send the baby. So you are so just blinded to mom and dad really meet dad smacking the cheeks that you have.
Hey. Wow.
Cheeks. The dad smacking the cheeks that you can't even watch the baby. You don't even know what's going on. I'm like, you're 23 years old. You should know, like, hey, hello, nothing. So Peyton,
we say, can you take the baby for a little while? She should know, maybe. Let me call. Let me text before I send the baby in. And then if they don't respond, then I'll wait.
Nope. Nah, B. There.
Nope.
All right, cool. So now the baby's in there, right? Bed all wet. You can figure it out. So now I'm like, all right, Peyton, can you go to London's room for a little bit? Peyton's like, no. So now I got to make a deal with the baby because we halfway in it. So I can't play. So I'm like, look, if you stay here, you got to go to sleep. If you go to London's room, you can watch your iPad. So she goes, bet, take me to London's room. I take her to London's room. I put her in London's room. And now I'm telling them, I'm like, me and mommy are watching a movie. It's an adult movie you guys can't see. So after the movie, you guys can come in the room. Now I'm hoping that they fall asleep, right? Nope.
But you gave Brookie a time.
I told Brooklyn 45 minutes, right? 45 minutes. So I go back in the room. I close the door, right? I set the scene again. I dive back in, right? My phone rings. My phone's ringing. It's Brookie. Hi, Dad. What's up, Brookie?
I was like, you didn't answer it?
I'm like, what's up, Brookie? Dad, it's 45 minutes. I'm like, fuck. At this point, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, they have to be sleeping. She's like, no, I'm not sleeping. I'm like, there's 30 more minutes left to the movie. She's like, okay, Dad. Cool. Hang up. Now I got to start all over again. Dive back in.
I feel like that was the worst part for you because it's like, damn, I got to this point and I got to start back at ground zero.
Dive back in. Me and the wife, I haven't heard from Brooklyn in 20 minutes. I'm like, Brooklyn fell asleep. She must have set a timer. 30 minutes again. Bing. First I hear text. Bing, bing, bing. I don't answer the text. Then she calls again. Dad, is the movie over yet? I'm like, fuck! I'm like, give me 15 more minutes. Right? She goes, Dad, so I look at the text. All I see is, Dad, hello, are you up? Can I come? Dad, can I come? I'm like, can I come? Right? It's okay. So I dive back in. Now, 15 minutes. We know we only got 15 minutes. Now we had to wrap this up in 15 minutes. It's like boom, bang, 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 boom, boom, bang, bang, boom, 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 boom. 15-minute mark. I'm like, fuck.
Literally, like there was a camera in there.
I couldn't even enjoy the after you just want to lay and cuddle. It was like a 10-second cuddle. It was like a this. It's like, all right. Then I had to get all the kids, get them all in the room. Peyton is still up now. At this time, it's like 11:45 at night. They have school the next day. Peyton's still up watching television. Brooklyn's up with all her lights on, just waiting like this. Everybody's up. Bring them in the room. And that was my night. So now she's talking about, you want to try again tonight? It's more work to try to get them out the room than to even actually do anything.
So I think what we're going to have to do is have the party, let them all fall asleep, and then we're going to have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what we might have to do. We have to go to the guest room and get busy in the guest room. But knowing their asses, as soon as we leave the room, they'll follow us.
Not if we leave like one by one. Like one leaves and it's gone for like 10 minutes. And then the other comes behind.
Whatever we need to do it, let's do it. But I don't know if any other couples out there, married couples, or you have to deal with the same thing where y'all got to sneak in sex because it's crazy. I got to sneak sex in my own house.
But that's a new thing. That's a new thing because like Rashawn said, Irma's been gone for a few weeks temporarily. So, like there's like a little bit of like our household has changed. So I'm like, you know what, let's kind of, I don't know, I guess soothe it a little bit by having parties every night. And I just come up with different things for the kids to do. Like there's a different theme every night. It'll be a movie night. It'll be a this kind of night. It'll be a that kind of night. So that's kind of what I'm doing to kind of distract them from Irma not being here. So that's why the kids are in our room. But just like Rashawn said, now that they're here, they don't want to leave. And it's kind of hard to break it. And they don't really understand that mommy and daddy need privacy. Like they don't understand that. So they're like, what if we go to bed at 9? Because their bedtime is 9:30. Peyton's is at 9, but the other kids, the other 3 is at 9. What if we go to bed at 9? And I'm like, that would be wholly disrespectful to try to like, all right, they're all asleep. Maybe if we're quiet. So no, we just have to leave the room.
So parents, please tell us because to be honest, I'm tired of getting my hand pregnant.
Yeah, listen, you're gonna have some more fingers?
Grab some more fingers.
Some little extra fingers.
I'm tired. Which leads me to our topic of the week. Something that I see, and I wanted to see what you thought about this, right? Mm-hmm. So Nelly recently was doing an interview, and he was talking about his kids. He has daughters and sons.
Daughters and sons.
Yes, and he was saying. He recently shared that his daughters are always welcome to move back home. He says his daughters will always have a room reserved for them. He says, however, for his sons, they are only allowed to sleep on the couch and must eventually leave to establish their independence.
Yeah, I'm teaching them now, because your girls, when you a father, it's just a little different, I feel like they all can come home, and I fucked up because I told my daughter, yeah, baby, don't worry about it. You can always come home. You always got a room. My son, he can come home, but he get the couch. Eventually, he got to get the fuck out. He got to. He a man. You got to go. You can always come home, and sometimes it may not when shit don't work out. I ain't knocking that because you got to get back up on your feet. You know what I'm saying? But just know, nigga, this is temporary.
So the question is, I want to ask you, is there an eviction age for your children?
For me, for my children?
Yes.
Is there an eviction age?
You want me to answer first?
No.
Are you thinking? Oh, okay.
No. I wouldn't say that there's an eviction age. I would say that there's an eviction circumstance.
Okay.
It wouldn't be based on how old my child is. It would be based on what are you doing in life and how can I support you to the best of my ability without inhibiting you. Because sometimes when you are an enabler, you enable your child to make decisions that aren't in their best interest. So if I have a child that's lazy, that lacks ambition, that lacks drive, that's complacent, sitting home doing nothing because they know that mommy and daddy are going to take care of them, provide for them, and take care of their bills and their needs, then no, that's an eviction circumstance. But if I have a child who is doing well and is thriving and is showing me all the signs of everything that I know that they need to be a successful and competent adult, then you can stay here as long as you like because you're doing what you need to do in life. And it just means that you're staying here because you enjoy being here. You enjoy being around your family. And I love my children being around, and that's why we kept having more kids. I enjoy being surrounded by them. So it's my pleasure and it's my privilege to have them there. So to have the best of both worlds, a successful child who wants to be home, that's great. I'm all for that.
I agree with you to an extent, right? Meaning it's fucked up out here, right? Things are expensive. It's very difficult for people to find jobs. If you're outside pursuing your dream and honestly trying, and I'm not talking about being a 40-year-old rapper living at your parents' house. I'm not talking about you're 38 years old and you're just going to start, playing video games and being on Twitch. I'm not talking about that. But if you are out pursuing your dream, whatever that dream may be, and you're actually putting the effort and time to it, I don't mind helping you fulfill your dreams. That is not the issue. That is not the problem. But like you said, if you want to be a lazy bum and you're just sitting on the couch and you're just watching TV and you're playing video games and there's nothing productive that you're doing, no, that's not going to happen.
Then you have to learn the hard way.
Yes, you're going to have to learn the hard way. And I will make you feel uncomfortable. I will walk around the house with no shirt on and my boxer shorts on all day long. I will be doing all types of things, walking around with my robe to make you feel uncomfortable to the point where you'd be like, you know what, I got to get the fuck out of this house. But
I would kick them out. If I had a child that was being unproductive and happy in that space, they would have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go live with a friend. You got to figure it out. You cannot stay here and show signs of
I agree.
Of lack of ambition.
I agree.
You can't do that because you can't get through life with that model in your head.
Now, Nelly said he would let his daughters always stay at the house, but his sons can't. Mm-mm. For me, it doesn't matter, daughter or son.
Yeah, no.
They still have to show that they have aspiration to do something in life, right? It doesn't matter that you're a girl. I'm not going to treat you any differently because you are a woman.
Because what does that do? That kind of sets a girl up to depend on a man.
Hmm?
Like, I don't have to do anything. I could sit back, chill, wake up at noon, go get my hair, my nails done, go to the club, look pretty, live that life. My parents are going to support me. We're not encouraging any type of ambition. Mm-hmm. So what's the next step for that girl? The next step is going to be, all right, I'm going to find a man that can support me the way that my parents have.
That's right.
So
yeah, I'm totally with you. No, if it doesn't matter if you're a girl or boy, you have to show the aspiration. If you don't, it's a wrap. It's over. Sayonara. See you later.
Okay. So what I think that he's getting at is that Sometimes, you say things and you say it to get your point across, right? But sometimes you get your point across, but you didn't really think it all the way through. And I don't want to say that that's what he did when he said that, but I'm suspecting that possibly that's what he did. I think that he's trying to drive home the point that he wants to teach his sons to be men and to be the hunters and the providers. I think that's really the core of what he means. And I'm with him on that. I do think that men, especially men and women, because you want to raise independent kids. I think that men especially should be raised with the objective to be the hunters, the providers, the protectors. And he's saying that, like my girls, like I'll let them be soft. If they want to be here, it's okay, because they shouldn't have to assume that position in life. But he said it that way, but I think that's really what he meant.
Absolutely. Let us know what you think. You can email us. I was going to say DJ Yemby. You can email us thekccrew@gmail.com. That's THEEKCrew@gmail.com. I want to get into a pillow talk conversation, and we're going through. We got a lot to go through, so don't even worry.
What's in, what's out, what's up, what's down, who's trending? I wanna know now. Can we talk? Can we pillow talk now? Can we talk? Let's pillow talk now.
Something that Stephen A. Smith did about a week ago. So Stephen A. Smith was at a Laker game, and LeBron came up to him and said, "Keep my name and my son's name out your mouth." And people were talking about that was unfair for LeBron to do that, meaning that LeBron's son plays for the Lakers, and Stephen A. Smith's job is to talk about NBA players and basketball players. Allegedly, LeBron said, "Keep my name out your mouth," because what had happened was Stephen A. Smith was talking about LeBron as a father and saying, as a dad, you shouldn't allow this to be your son's narrative, your son to go into the league and not stay in the G League immediately and go to the NBA and stinking it up, this, that, and the other. And he was like, as a dad, you did a horrible job. LeBron checked him.
He said horrible?
What are your thoughts? Because at first I said something, but I'm going to take back what I said.
I respect both of their positions. Sometimes there can be a situation where you have opposing perspectives and both aren't wrong. Stephen A. Smith, that is his job. His job is to critique and to give his opinion, to give his narrative. I understand that. I respect that. I didn't hear it myself, so I can't say whether I feel that he went too far or not. Do you think he went too far?
Well, I looked at it differently.
Well,
at first, I didn't look at it from a parent's point of view, and I'm going to tell you why.
Hold on. I just want to know if you think that he went too far or not.
I have to explain why.
Okay, and then hold that thought for 1 second. But then on the other hand, you have LeBron, who is a human being. And a lot of times we don't give enough leniency and enough credit to people just being human beings and reacting naturally how a human being would react in certain situations. It's easy to say, okay, respect that man's position, respect that man's job. That's what he's there to do. You're a professional. But that also kind of takes away from the human component. And the fact that he's allowed to feel some type of way by being criticized, So if he's calling him a horrible dad, and I
don't know if horrible was the term he used, but
that's the sentiment behind it. Calling him a bad dad or operating in a way that's not to your child's benefit.
Right.
Like, it's leaving you with the feeling that you're a bad dad. And who wants to be called a bad dad? Talk about my layup, talk about my jump shot, talk about my son's layup, his jump shot. But when you get to the point where you're talking about me as a parent, I might feel some type of way. And as a man, I think that I can understand him reserving the right to share how you shared how you felt, Stephen. Well, guess what? Now I'm sharing how I felt. Because you get paid for what you do, that makes it okay. Me being a human and responding to it, then it's not okay. I think that there's something to be said for both sides.
And I agree with you. And, when I first heard what Stephen A. Smith did, because he does it on the show. I agree with Stephen A. Smith. But then when LeBron,
you agreed with his opinion, or you agreed with the?
I agree with his opinion because I took it out of what was said, and then when LeBron got mad, I understood. So to break it down, LeBron was pretty much like you said, talk about my son playing a basketball game, talking about his jump shot. Say he's trash on the court. Say he can't do a layup. Say he can't dunk. Say he needs work on his jump shot. Say he needs work on his rebound. Say all of that. I'm not mad at that.
But you're not a family therapist.
But when you talk about me not being a good dad and saying basically I could be a better father and a better this and better that, that's when it's like, who the fuck are you talking to? And that's what I understood. But I don't think Stephen A. And I don't know, shout out to Stephen A. because he's from Queens, of course. I don't necessarily think that he meant it like that. But if I was LeBron's dad, I'm going to take it how you said it. I'm going to take it
how you said it.
Because everybody knows that, let's be honest, would Bronny be on the Lakers if his dad wasn't there? Probably not. But what's wrong with that? There's so many people that have so many jobs that get jobs because of their father or because of a family member. We see it all the time. So the fact that LeBron did it, what's the problem? Now, it's what happens after that, right? Is his son working hard right now to prove himself? Yes, he just scored 17 last week. He was one of the highest scores on the team. He was the highest scorer on the team that game. What does that tell you? He scored 17 in the NBA. That means he's ready to play NBA ball. Now, he might not be the best at NBA ball, but he's working on his craft, and that's what his father wanted for him. Now, the fact that he said, alleged, and I'll say alleged because I'm not sure the exact words or the exact term, that you're calling me a bad dad for trying to get my son in the NBA and doing all that. I think that's what LeBron had the problem with, because I would have had the same problem with. Don't call me a bad dad because of this. Like, I've raised these kids. I've been to every game. These are respectful kids. They're polite kids. They work hard. I've done everything as a dad and a man as I was supposed to do. Now I'm in position to do things, and I'm going to do things in that position. Same thing with me. Like, if I'm in position to help my kids, I'm going to help my kids. I'm not the parent that's going to be like, no, get it on your own. If I can help you, I'm going to help you like all these other ethnic groups do. Like Asian people do, like white people do, like Indian people do, like everybody. They help their own. Why do I have to say, no, you suffer?
It's like Black people sometimes are just held to a completely different standard.
Which it makes no sense. And that's not going to happen.
Like no nepotism for us?
I am going to nepotize. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm going to nepotize.
They know what you mean.
The hell out of everything. Because that's what I want. I want my kids to be better.
I mean, that's why we work so hard.
I want my kids to be stronger than me. So for myself, I understood, and yeah, that's how I feel. I was like, at first I didn't understand it because I felt the same way. I'm like, he ain't ready for the league yet. He should go into the G League. But he's proven himself. He's working hard, and you can't be mad at that.
I agree. Let
us know what you think. I don't know why I keep saying DJ because I say my own email so much. thekccrew@gmail.com. That's TheKCCrew@gmail.com. Now, we got so many emails we can actually answer to today. So let's get to the email of the week.
If you don't know what to do or think, put it in a letter, just send it. We'll read it in the email of the week. The email of the week.
Before we jump into the email of the week, I want to see Jalen. We seen your comment. All right. Now, Jalen hit us on YouTube. He left a comment and says, hey, I just want to leave this comment to see that they actually reply and read the comments. I don't as much, but Gia definitely does. So Gia seen your comment, and definitely S-Dot. S-Dot is like the comment whore. He will go through every comment and respond to everybody. So we definitely seen your comment, and please leave a comment, questions, concerns, hit us up, and we definitely check them. Now let's get to the email of the week. Oh my God. I can't believe you guys read my email. Wow. Thank you so much. I got emotional listening because hearing it out loud really hit me. It made me sad, but it was the kind, real truth I needed to hear, which is exactly why I wrote it. So truly thank you. I've been looking up what self-love really is and what it looks like.
Okay.
And I realized I have a lot of work to do in this area. To answer Gia's question, this was somebody who did an email in the last episode.
We'll drop which episode this emailer sent her original email right here.
To answer Gia's question about feeling disconnected from my friends, when I'm unhappy or going through something, I tend to isolate myself. I also do a lot of things alone. So I think they assume I don't want to be around them. And over time, we've drifted apart. Now, I realized I was probably trying to hide because of what I was going through. That really made me think. So thank you. Also, big congratulations on being honored at Hampton University. You deserve that and so much more. Blessings to you and your family. And Mercedes, thanks again for taking time to give me advice. It truly means a lot.
Oh.
Now, we just played a little bit of it so you understand. She was just saying that, she don't really mess with her friends and wants to get closer to her friends. But like Gia said, self-love is the most amazing love. And it sounds so corny when people say self-love is the most amazing love. Love yourself first.
It's underrated.
But it is the truth. I always talk about how I was very insecure. We talk about it a lot on the podcast. It was to the point where I didn't even want to go to the mall by myself. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I would never go anywhere by myself. And now I enjoy being by myself, taking trips by myself, doing things. I don't even care anymore. I don't have a huge friend group, but the friends that I do have, I love. They love me. They look out for me. And then I always got this one over here that, my ride or die over here that will go anywhere with me.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck to you and keep us posted and we'll be your friend. Email us, we'll email you back and we can talk through email. We can be like pen pals. Maybe not. I'm not going to. That's that will. But let's get to the real email of the week.
But thank you for updating us on your reaction to our reaction to your email.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Envy and Gia. So I literally binge watched The Bachelor off the strength of you guys saying you love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
But what was kind of interesting and triggering me at the same time, if I'm being honest, was how he was attempting to deal with his father issues while trying to find a wife. I've dated a girl over the last 2 years who keeps going back to speaking with her ex when we have problems, simply over having a fucked up childhood like his, that she thinks I can't relate to and with her. I call these trauma boos. Like they only have a bond relationship because of a messed up childhood. And then when it doesn't work, they come back for me to fix it. I'm not perfect, but I've had a healthy picture of relationships from early on. Do you think it's healthy to date someone who hasn't healed or processed daddy, mommy issues? I'm trying to be patient, but I want to keep letting this slide as an excuse. Before we answer your thing, there's one thing I hate, and this has been the last 4 or 5 years. I hate these words that you guys are using to define everything that's wrong with people. When somebody has an opinion, it's gaslighting. When somebody says something, it's triggering. When somebody says something, oh my gosh, I have anxiety listening. I am so tired of hearing these words, and I know I will get a lot of flack for it, but I am fucking tired. I think that a lot of times people are using these words and they're not dealing with real shit. There's gaslighting. I'm gaslighting you because I'm giving you my opinion and you don't like my opinion and all of a sudden you hurt. In my opinion, grow the fuck up. And I could be from the era where it's like, you mean what you say what you mean. If you say some fucked up shit, it's some fucked up shit. You get over it. It has nothing to do with you because this is how I feel. But everything nowadays is it's gaslighting. It's triggering. It's this, that, and the other.
How did you direct that to me?
Because you look at it.
Did I just catch a stray?
You side-eyed.
I don't know what just happened.
I looked at you and you was like,
I'm intently listening to what you're saying and I'm processing as you're talking.
I see you side-eye me. So
I'm just listening.
Side-eye is not a term, but I see you side-eye, man. I was like, what the fuck is side-eye?
Side-eye is not a term.
But then, no, before we get into this email, I really have a problem with people using these terms and don't necessarily, I feel, understand the meaning of these terms.
Okay.
I feel a lot that people use these terms and use mental health as an excuse instead of really trying to solve their issues and solve their problems. Now, I do admit there are people that need some help and need some, and maybe these things are triggering, but it gets to a point, everything in this world is triggering. Everything in this world is triggering. We got robbed, 10 years ago, something like that. Every time I see it.
10 years ago.
When did we get robbed in Kinlaw?
It was like 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
That wasn't 5 years ago. It was 2020. That was COVID.
It
was way before COVID.
6 years ago? It was not 10 years ago.
All right, 6 years ago, right? Our house was burglarized. We talk about it. You go back to a podcast, you can hear everything. So every time I see a ski mask, I'm triggered. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I cry when I see a treatment. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're minimalizing.
I'm just telling you how I feel.
Reactions.
Now, there are some people that yes, can use those terms, but it's to the point where I feel like everybody is using these terms for everything. And I feel like it's taking the meaning out of these words.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So first, you kind of answered it while you were talking and I was processing. I was thinking to myself, are you mad at the words or are you mad at people's misuse of the word?
I'm mad at people's misuse of the words.
Okay. Also, the use of the words, the proper use of the words, I think is actually a good thing because it gives people a way to articulate their feelings. So people we just like you mentioned, we hear the word triggered all the time, but now it's a common word that's associated with people being able to identify how they feel when something caused them alarm.
But I feel like it's an excuse
Right?
to not have that conversation.
What do you
Right?
mean?
Because usually when people use those terms, the conversation stops, right? So you'd be like, oh, what you said is triggering. Okay, I'll stop.
But
You
okay,
gaslighting me.
if that okay, I understand what you're
You
saying.
gaslighting me.
So it's not even okay. So I don't think it's the use of the word, and in addition to the misuse of the word, I think that you think that when people use the word, it dominates and it ends the conversation.
Triggering me, conversation is a trigger word.
But I think that it's because it ends the conversation
Which is
and it prevents those two people, if it's two people, to get to where they need to go through communication.
I agree.
I think it's fine if someone using the word trigger, right? If someone uses the word triggered, okay, it's fine. I'm letting you know that what you said, what you did triggered me. But the
Triggered you for what?
but the next fold is to talk about why you're triggered.
Then why even say that you're being triggered? Be like, look, like you said something I didn't like. Let's break it down.
Because it's a flag that goes up. So it's a flag that goes up because then the next fold is to say, okay, this is why I'm triggered. This is why what you said causes a bad reaction within me. It explains. It's how people are able to expose themselves. Meanwhile, without having that articulation before, people could sit there and be mad and not know how to explain to another person why they've gotten to that nasty place that they've gotten to, why their reaction is so bad. Articulation is a very, very important thing because your average person doesn't really know how to express themselves. And when you're not able to express yourself, and when the person that you need to be expressed to can't understand you, then there's a wall. There's a wall. And when it comes to communication, obviously walls need to be broken down. So when, as a society, we find words that we can kind of rally behind and understand and use those words to express ourselves, then it's kind of as though what you're trying to express is universally understood.
Yeah, but when I see people online and they say, when I seen it on TV, I was triggered as a woman. Oh, I seen that online as a man that gaslit me. So am I not supposed to watch TV and everything's going to be triggering and gaslit to the point where you have to tell me it was triggering when I watched it? It was triggering when I heard that. It was triggering when I seen that.
You know what I think you're saying?
I just feel like it's an excuse for people to say something hurt them and to cancel somebody. I just feel like it's a short word of trying to cancel somebody. And I think as a society, you'll never get to the bottom of things when you don't talk about the things that bother you.
I think that's what people are trying to do by using these words.
But when you're saying triggering, it usually stops the conversation. It's triggering. I don't want to see it.
Well, no.
It was triggering. I felt away.
And then it's what they're saying after the use of a word like triggering. It's triggering and I don't want to talk about it. It's triggering and I'm too traumatized to go any further. But letting you know that they're triggered should be the beginning of a greater conversation.
I agree.
So it's the proper use of the word, but the improper post use of the word.
Right.
Like what happens after that. Hold on. And I also think that what you're saying, what I'm hearing you say without you saying it, is that you think that society is soft and society is too sensitive. That's what I'm hearing you actually say.
All right. So for instance, right, with our kids, right, I don't mind the term triggering and gaslighting and all that fine. Whatever you use, whatever
Well, they
term
don't
you want
use
to
those
say. No,
words
they don't.
yet. They're too young.
But
Well,
for me,
the younger ones
I
are.
want my kids to be able to explain what's bothering them without using those terms and without cutting a conversation short, right? We tell our kids, if something's bothering you, use your words to explain what it is. And then whatever that is that's bothering you, try to fix it. And if you can't fix it, call your parents to help you, to guide you through it, right?
Of
Correct, right?
course, yes.
But what I'm noticing is a lot of people are using these terms and not getting to the bottom of their problem. They're using these terms as a solution when these terms are not a solution.
No, they're right. The use of the word being gaslit, or the use of the word triggered, the use of the word anxiety is it's supposed to be used for a person to let you know where they're at.
Correct.
And that is a positive thing. That's a good thing. Like I said, it's what
When you break
happens
down what is the reason. Correct.
It's what happens after you use the word. If people aren't seeing the situation through, if they're using the word and then using that to put up a wall, meanwhile it's supposed to be used to break down a wall.
I agree.
Then that's where the problem ensues. So you don't like that people are kind of using it as a tool.
Correct.
That's what you're saying. You don't like that people are using it as a tool for avoidance or to terminate a conversation. I think that's what you're saying.
Absolutely. That's my point. And thank you. See, my wife, that's why she loves me, because she knows me. But that's my point. I don't like it as a tool to not solve a problem.
Right.
I'm very solution based, and I think a lot of times we all should be solution based. There are a lot of people out there that don't want to solve a problem. They just talk about the problem and don't come to an ending. I like to come to an ending, or a resolution where both sides are happy, that there is some type of, maybe you meet in the middle someplace. That's my point.
And to that point, you guys, I'm sure, know people like this, but some people are very, very happy being miserable. It's as though they've gotten so content in that lowly place, and it's so familiar to them, and they also use it as a way to have excuses. You're in this lowly place, so you can always excuse yourself. You can always excuse your circumstance. You could always excuse your lack of whatever, being comfortable in this lowly place. So
yeah. So now let's get to the email. I'm sorry. I just
the same email, because we definitely didn't answer this.
No.
So you went off on a whole
tangent.
like you had to get some rocks off, apparently. So let's answer his question.
So basically he's saying, do you think it's healthy to date someone who hasn't healed or processed daddy or mommy issues? So now to answer your question, I don't think it is smart. The reason being is, I think if you're dating somebody that has these issues and they haven't healed, I don't necessarily know if you can work together in a relationship if they are not 100% in, because they're still trying to find themselves. They're still trying to heal. Now, if you're already in that relationship and you notice that, and she's trying to help herself, that's different. But to date somebody who has these issues already, I don't think I would want to go down the road with that, because I don't necessarily think you get the right person. I think you get a person that's trying to heal and doesn't know themselves yet.
But isn't everybody trying to heal from something?
Absolutely. But if you don't,
this is just one example of a person trying to heal from something. This is a person who has mommy or daddy issues. Mm-hmm. Someone else might have a plethora of other issues that they're trying to heal from. So how do you cherry pick this one and say, you're not worth my time, my effort, my love, and my understanding?
All right, let me explain it to you. I think everything comes with age brackets, right? I'm in my 40s. Mm-hmm. If I was dating somebody, if you weren't there and I was dating somebody in my 40s, I wouldn't want to deal with them learning themselves.
Mommy and daddy issues.
Or dealing with insecurities, or dealing with things in their 40s. Mm-hmm. Now, at 20 or in your teens, we're both trying to figure it out ourselves. I was insecure in my 20s. I absolutely positively was. I didn't even know it was insecurity. I just was insecure. And my insecurities made me do things that I usually wouldn't do. It made me, I was very, very possessive with you because of my insecurities. There was a bunch of things I did. We talk about it in the book. But at 40, I wouldn't want to deal with that person, a person that was like me. I wouldn't want to deal with a person that was insecure. I wouldn't want to deal with a person that's super duper jealous. I wouldn't want to deal with a person that, if I were to go out with my friends, is like, no, you can't go out. I wouldn't want to deal with all that at my age of 40s. But growing up into it, where I'm learning myself and they're learning themselves and they're learning about it, it's a little bit more lenient to do that, I think.
Mm-hmm. I would say that I don't think it's a good idea to put a cap on anything when it comes to love and human beings. I think
What if you see it in the first date? You're dating somebody and you see that there's some insecurities. You're dating somebody and you see they have mommy and daddy issues. Do you continue on after that, or do you take a fallback?
No, in the first date, I haven't developed any feelings for you to feel as though I want to or I'm obligated to help you through whatever it is that you're going through. On the first date, if you're showing signs of that, then yes, it is my sign to run. But if I've gotten to know you and I like you, take it a step further, if I love you, and then these signs of your personality start popping up and I'm noticing it and I'm able to identify where it comes from, then me as a selfless person, I would stay and help that person get to the bottom of what it is, whether it's going to therapy with them, whether it's staying up late nights talking about it, helping them, understanding them, doing whatever it is that I can as a partner. I would do those things. It's all, I would deal with it on a human level, not on a selfish level. But like you said, if it's in the very beginning and there's red flags all over the place, letting me know that this is going to be an effort and I don't know you or love you at this point, and I may not want to put forth that effort helping you discover yourself or, retrace the origins of your trauma and things of that nature. No, but if I love you, if I like you, and these things start popping up and I can say, okay, well, this is where I think it's coming from, then yeah, I'm going to stick it through with you.
Well, let us know what you think. And so what advice do you give him? We didn't give him any advice. What advice do you give him?
So basically what he's saying is that his girlfriend, right?
Yep.
Goes back to her ex or communicates with her ex when, in what situations?
I guess he said speaks to her ex when we have problems. Simply having a effed up childhood like this that she thinks I can relate to with her. She said, I call these trauma bulls. Like, they only have a bond relationship because of a messed up childhood. Trauma bond. And then when it doesn't work, they come back to me to fix it. I'm not perfect, but I have a healthy picture of relationships. Do you think it's healthy to date someone who hasn't healed? I'm trying to be patient, but I can't keep letting this slide as an excuse.
I think that it's okay to date someone who hasn't healed from past trauma. Yes, I do. I just explained that. But what I wouldn't accept is my girlfriend or my boyfriend going back to her ex for any reason.
Correct.
Whether we bond over trauma, he understands me, I understand him. No, give me that opportunity to understand you. And if I don't understand, help me to understand. We have to build that together so that I can be there for you because I am your boyfriend.
Correct.
I'm the person that's trying to build a future with you. That's a person who the future ended, that relationship ceased. There is no more future between the two of you. If that's what you want, then that's who you need to be with. You guys need to trauma bond, go to therapy together, support each other through it, go to meeting, whatever it is that you need to do that with that person, because you can't use your trauma and your mommy and daddy issues as an excuse to be disloyal to me. Because then guess what? I'm going to have some trauma over that. So do you want me to go to my ex and bond with her about the trauma that you're causing me? It's like dominoes. It just doesn't end.
So then you're going to be triggered and you're going to be gaslighted.
No, but listen, the point is that, you can't mix all of this information and then make it okay and use it as an excuse to be disloyal to the person that you're with. So that's what it is. don't get confused by all the other details. You got to keep your eye on the prize. The prize is the fact that she's being disloyal by going back to her ex for any reason.
That's right. Well,
Yeah.
let us know how it works out. And you can email us as well. That is thekccrew@gmail.com, theekccrew@gmail.com. And again, we're going to start hitting the road soon. So we're going to be starting to pop up in your city. So if you want to see us in your city or a podcast that somebody's working on, you want us to pop up on a podcast, we would love to. So email us and let us know where you want us, and we will be there. All right. And we'll see you guys next week. I'm going to try to get it in right fast before the kids get back. So we'll see you next week. I'm DJ.
I think we're going to the guest room tonight. Wasn't that a plan?
Well, we could do now and the
It was
guest
a
room.
plan. Twice. Yeah, get out of here, liar. Liar.
I'm
Ow.
DJ Envy.
Don't misrepresent yourself to these fine people. Twice in one day. Twice in one day in like one.
That makes it
Twice,
better.
2 different times in a day?
I'm triggered.
Do you?
You
triggered? I'm gaslighting you.
gaslighting me. I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And that was another edition of the KC Crew.
Doodles. Twice in one day. Woo! Don't threaten me with a good time.